I am Rachel Rosen, Hadassah Nassau president, and it's my privilege to welcome you here this evening. Wow, what a morning we had. The festive atmosphere, the walk on the beautiful grounds of the Nassau County Museum of Art, the gleeful emotions of being together while knowing we are raising funds for something so important, the informative and entertaining mitzvah project for our children led by Dr. Gabby Wilde, and like we said a few short weeks ago, if that's all there was, Dayenu, it would be enough. But wait, there's more. So hold on to your seats as we begin tonight's celebration. Just before we begin, I have to acknowledge the amazing efforts of the committee that put this morning and this evening's events together. Thanks to our chairwomen led by the infatigable Roz Meyerson, Doris Finns, Linda Hillel, Roz Whiteson, Georgine Winnick, and our fundraising coordinator, Brenda Korf. A shout out to our wonderful staff, Managing Director Lara Werwa, along with Adam, Joyce Ann, and Esther, and our Director of Development, Felicia Solomon. Thank you all for the Herculean tasks you have performed. It truly does take a village. As some of you know, I lost my father-in-law to Parkinson's a number of years ago. He suffered terribly for many years before his passing at a very young age. At that time, I was lucky enough to have the honor of meeting Professor Benjamin Rubinoff while I was on a Hadassah mission in Israel. So I am very excited that you will all hear from him tonight as well. I want to congratulate all of our award recipients that you will hear from shortly, who exemplify what it means to have a true Hadassah heart. Here we go.
Thank you, Rachel. Good evening. I'm Brenda Korf, Hadassah Nassau Fundraising Coordinator and one of the chairs of this truly magical event. I feel so blessed to be a part of this Hadassah family. I want to extend another big, huge thank you to everyone for your continued support and patience and for giving so generously. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you feel moved at any point during this celebration and you would like to make a donation, please go to the chat box on your screen, click on the link provided, and make that donation. Tonight is a very special occasion as we recognize the dedication and commitment of our honorees to Hadassah. This year's 2023 honorees are Carol and Eddie Sachs from Great Neck, who are the recipients of the Walk for a Cure Award. The Zonenshine family, representing Woodmere, Atlantic Beach, and Merrick, are recipients of the Steps to Hope Award. And Missy Edelman from Syosset is the recipient of the Ellen Domnich Leadership Award. I'd like to extend our appreciation to all our honorees who you will hear from later in the program. I'm happy to let you know that you the viewer, can win prizes throughout tonight's Zoom presentation. Everyone's name has been entered into our walkathon wheel. So good luck to everyone and stay tuned. Now, let's get this program started. It's my pleasure to introduce our host for the evening, the very talented New York-based Broadway actor and singer who performs in concerts, music festivals, and all across the United States, Canada, Europe. Welcome, Joanne Bortz. Joanne, take it away.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Brenda. And hello to my Hadassah family. I am so happy to be with you all today. I am coming to you live from the North Shore TV studio right here in Lake Success. Now, not only am I a Broadway performer, but I am also a life member of Hadassah, born and bred in Syosset. Being the host of Hadassah Nassau's 17th annual walkathon for stem cell research is incredibly special for me. My amazing mother-in-law, Renee Ritz, served as president of the Tobay chapter, and just yesterday, she told me that she was pregnant with my husband, Michael Ritz, when she was elected, and then gave birth at the midpoint of her term as president. She also wanted me to know that she edited the bulletin at the same time. And as if that isn't enough, her sister, our wonderful Auntie Aileen Novick, became president a few years later. Hadassah is definitely part of our family's DNA. So a special shout out to the entire mishpacha watching from Zoomveld. Now, I would like to recap the morning's successful walk at the Nassau County Museum of Art, where hundreds of supporters came together to walk around the magnificent property filled with art sculptures, take plenty of selfies with friends and post them on Facebook and Instagram, and of course, to schmooze. But most important, we came together as one Hadassah family. Now, of course, I'm sure many of you also enjoyed a bagel and a schmear from Bagel Hut in Great Neck, munched on a delicious muffin from Morrison's Pastry, tried the mouth-watering cookies from Lenny's Homemade Treats and Fuel Your Soul, and then indulged in the creamy cheesecake from Junior's. So thank you to all the vendors for donating those delicious treats for all our walkers. Of course, every Jewish event needs food, but you also had the opportunity to burn some calories. So thank you, Hadassah, for thinking about our health. Woohoo! This year, Hadassah Nassau added a mitzvah project at the end of the walk, led by Dr. Gabby Wilde, a National Geographic educator. Dr. Wilde taught the kids about the importance of butterflies and bees to our ecosystem. Bees and butterflies have been in huge decline, so we need them for our food supply. So they planted seeds needed for the flowers that help butterflies and bees breed and migrate. The kids learned that by turning your outdoor space into a safe haven and being a good neighbor to struggling pollinators is a mitzvah for our environment. So, thank you to all the kids and their families who participated, and thank you to Heritage Farm and Garden for donating the supplies needed for our project. Way to go, kids! Way to go, parents! Way to go, Dr. Wilde! And way to go, Hadassah, for teaching the next generation the importance of being kind to the environment around us. We are all connected. Now, everyone in Zoomland, here is what we can look forward to tonight. A masterclass on how to make the perfect chocolate-dipped fruit from Marnie Eyes of Crone Chocolatier in Great Neck. Dr. Gabby Wilde will be in action, saving wildlife in exotic areas of the world. And now, do you want to be more organized? I know I do. We're going to learn how to declutter our stuff with Morgan Luke of Sorting for Serenity. We will also hear a personal story about the importance of stem cell therapy. So on behalf of Hadassah, thank you for healing the world one step at a time. And to finish our evening, I will have the honor to perform with the very talented Leschnauer family, Ron, Jacob, and Chloe Leschnauer from my hometown of Syosset. So let's get this party started with our first giveaway, a gift certificate for a facial Compliments of Radiant Skin by Kerry. Let's spin our walkathon wheel. Our first winner is Ruth Davis. Yay, Ruth Davis, congratulations. Now, I would like to introduce the national president of Hadassah, Rhoda Smallow.
Dear Hadassah Nassau friends, I am so excited to be welcoming you here to the Nassau Stem Cell Walkathon. It is an honor for me to be here with you today. Everything you do at this walkathon makes such an impact on the world, both in Israel and all over. I am thrilled that you are honoring such deserving families, Carol and Eddie Sachs, the Zonenschein family, and Missy Edelman. They are all so deserving of this honor. Your generosity and your support to Hadassah and for stem cell research really truly makes a difference. Dr. Benjamin Rubinoff started stem cell when he carried stem cells in his pocket from Australia to create the incredible miracles that are happening today. Thank you so much for your generous support. Thank you for being part of Hadassah. Thank you for making Nassau stand out amongst all the regions in the country.
Thank you, Rhoda. Hadassah is so lucky to have you as our national president. And now, I'd like to welcome Dr. Benjamin Rubinoff, the global leader in stem cell research at Hadassah Medical Organization. Take it away, Dr. Rubinoff.
Hello, I'm Dr. Rubinoff from Hadassah, and I'm very happy that I have this opportunity to thank you, all the good people from Hadassah Nassau, for supporting us and going along the long way with us in the roadmap to exploit stem cells for the benefit of mankind. You know, there's a lot of potential in stem cells for developing various therapies for diseases that are non-curable. And we believe in this potential, and we are walking together. We and you, we are walking all together towards this goal to develop the therapies and to fulfill the promise of stem cells. So I'm really thrilled that I have this opportunity to thank you. I'm sorry that I can't walk with you, but at least to thank you for the long journey that we are taking together and for your long-term support. And I really hope that we will fulfill the expectations. We have done it partly in the area of the retina, and we are already in the clinic transplanting stem cells to patients with age-related macular degeneration with initial promising results. And we are continuing our journey also to other conditions, to MS, to CP, and to other devastating diseases. And your help is very important. So I really wish to thank you and wish us all success in the future. Thank you.
Kudos to Hadassah for leading the way in stem cell research. We are in good hands with Dr. Rubinoff. If you've been inspired by Rhoda and Dr. Rubinoff and would like to make a donation, now is a great opportunity. Please go to the chat box now and click on the link. So, are you all hungry out there in Zoom land? How about some delicious and mouth-watering chocolate-dipped fruit? Straight from Crone's Kitchen, please welcome Marnie Ives with Hadassah member Amy Kaufman from Melville.
I am Amy Kaufman. I am a longtime member of Hadassah Nassau. Today, I want to introduce you to Marnie Ives, a Crone chocolatier here in Great Neck. And she is going to show us how to dip fruit and some other wonderful sweets in chocolate. She's going to show us what they do in the store and how we can translate that at home for our own enjoyment. So thank you, Marnie.
Thank you. My name is Marnie Ives. As Amy said, I've been at Crone Chocolatier for 25 years. So welcome to our kitchen. We're going to show you how we make some things in our store, and then I'm going to help you try to do this on your own at home if you want to, or you could just come to the store and buy it from us. But a lot of people like to make things at home. The most important thing to remember is that you have to start with quality ingredients. So we use like a real quality chocolate that we chop up. You could buy a very high quality chocolate bar in any store. I don't love using chocolate chips. They tend to have a wax coating, and when you melt that down, that wax is in there. So I would recommend at home, for home use, buying like a real chocolate bar. You know, it doesn't have to be a high cocoa chocolate. It just could be any chocolate, milk or dark, and chopping that up. And we're going to get back to that later. For now, I want to introduce you to the star of our kitchen, which is our big tempering machine. It can run about 50 or 100 pounds of finished product a day, and it works by melting the chocolate overnight, to 100 degrees and then cooling it off in the morning to 85, and then the workable temperature is about 90 or 92. And those temperatures are very important. So when you do something at home, which I'll show you, you also need to get up and down in those temperature ranges to make your product stable and go in the fridge and come out and not be a melted mess, which can happen. So Amy is gonna help me. We're gonna dip a few strawberries in the bake machine and maybe some cookies. And then I'm gonna show you a way to use the microwave and melt the chocolate down and dip things to enjoy with your friends or your family at home. So let's get started. So we have some things like ready to go. It's always good to have your stuff ready to go so you're not, running back and forth to your fridge with chocolate all over your hands. We have some strawberries, some little grape clusters, dried pineapple, and some big, delicious chocolate chip cookies. And the first thing that you want to do is, after you've rinsed and dried your fruit, is hold it tight by the stems, and we dip it right in the chocolate and then put it down on the tray. Just give it a little bit of a wipe so it's not dripping all over, and then put it down just like that. And if you wanted to decorate them, once they're on the tray, you could do that. That's like a nice, shiny, white and dark sprinkle. So let's do another strawberry, because the strawberries are kind of a good thing that you would do at home. We do a lot of strawberries here at Crone. We're gonna do one more strawberry.
This is the dark chocolate?
Yeah, this is dark chocolate.
Can feel the warmth of the machine.
Yeah, this machine, it's not hot. You could never burn yourself. It's about right now 92, just below body temperature. Let's do want to do a cookie? Hold it tight, dip it halfway, and put it down.
How great is it?
That's it.
Dry out.
So normally we would put this tray right into the fridge. Takes about 5 minutes, and then they're ready. They'll come right off the paper, and you can put them on a plate and serve them to your guests. So not everybody has a machine like this at home, I'm assuming. We're lucky enough to have 2 of them here, which runs all of our chocolate all day long. But at home, you can still do this. And again, you want to start with the best quality chocolate that you can find, kind of in these big chunks, so it melts uniformly. You can absolutely use a microwave. It's the best way to go. Some chocolate is getting ready in this microwave. All it has to be is melted and not cooked. So as soon as it starts to melt and you are seeing that it's melting, you don't want to keep cooking it, because it shouldn't be up 200 degrees. It should really just be 100 degrees. So this chocolate is fairly warm. And what I said before about that machine, that this machine is 92, it's right below body temperature. So if you feel this chocolate and it feels warm to the touch, it's too warm to dip it, which means you have to stir it. Smooth. You have to stir it until it cools off a little bit. I would pour a little bit of chocolate right onto a clean marble and kind of move it around a little bit so that it cools off. So once you have this chocolate cooled off a little bit so that it's a little cooler than body temperature, you're ready to dip things in your own kitchen. Use the same tray. So let's do this. So let me just stir this a little bit more and get this a little cooler. This is a lot of chocolate. If you were doing this at home, I think you should use a little bit less.
How long do you have to dry the fruit?
So that fruit, I would prep it half a day in advance. So if you're tipping this before dinner, I would not wait till after. If you're serving this for dinner, I would do this in the afternoon or before you even start making dinner. I would prep the fruit in the morning, let it dry, paper towels, let the strawberries really dry. Any water and chocolate don't mix, so you absolutely want to have that clean and dry and ready to go. So we can use this bowl.
Same thing.
Yep, same thing.
Oops. Twist the top a little.
Hold the leaves. And put them down. And you can see of course they're going to look the same because you're doing the same method. Here at the store,
They're drying too fast.
yes, those are drying pretty fast. It's pretty cool in here. Here at the store, we do also dried pineapple. we do cookies, and we do, this is one of my favorite things, which is really cool. Not a lot of people do this, which is a little cluster of grapes. Just make sure that they're tight on there so they don't fall off. And we like a little cluster that's like 3 grapes, and we just kind of swirl it around in the chocolate. I like to let some of the grapes show. Put it down.
Those are neat. I've never seen chocolate.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. They're delicious, and they're beautiful, and a really nice high antioxidant snack. Grapes and dark chocolates, almost like having a glass of wine.
Is there any fruit that doesn't work?
Maybe some of the stone fruits like peaches. They're so they have so many like wet pockets that you can't dry it off effectively. We do fresh pineapple, but we pat it between, like we'll make a slice of fresh pineapple and pat it between some paper towels so that it's like drier than fresh. Not as dry as dry.
The chocolate.
Yeah, if you put chocolate on water, it's just a bad mix. It just won't stick. So this is something you can absolutely do at home, and pop this tray in your fridge for 5 minutes. And these strawberries, which you can see, they've been on the tray, they come right up. And you can handle this, you could put this on a plate, and it's ready for your guests. So
How do you store them?
we make this fresh every day, so we really don't store them. Like they're here. This is today's batch. This is today's batch of fruit. So we'll sell this today and more. This will go out through the day. So we don't really store it. If you're doing it at home and you need to save some for the next day, you can save it in a, not in a sealed Tupperware, but just like on a plate in your fridge. Thank you for coming to the Crone Kitchen. I hope that everybody got some really good tips on how to make some chocolate-covered treats at home for your family and friends. Thank you to Hadassah for joining us in our kitchen and checking out how we do things and bringing this home to everybody else.
Thank you so much, Marnie. You're welcome for showing us how to make such delicious treats.
My pleasure. My pleasure. We didn't even get to eat anything, but maybe you'll stick around for a little while.
Absolutely.
That looks delicious. I can't wait to make this at home. Crone's has generously donated some delicious chocolate for our next lucky winner. So let's go to the walkathon wheel. I hope I win. I hope I win. And the winner is Elaine Steinberg. Congratulations. Well, now it is time to present the awards to our deserving honorees. Rachel Rosen, Hadassah Nassau president, is back with the Sonnenschein family. Lulu and Lester, Joe and Gabby with Reuben and Lila, Karen and Ivan with Joey, Ethan, and Sarah, and Mark with Uriel, who are watching from Israel. And with us in the studio, we have Lulu and Lester and Karen and Joe.
Now I present the 2023 Steps to Hope Award to the Sonnenschein family. It's been legend in our region that Lulu is a product of our very own Youth Aliyah program, so it's no coincidence that she currently serves as the Youth Aliyah coordinator on our executive board. At a young age, Lulu's parents sent her from their home to safety in Israel. It is there she was smitten with her Ulpan teacher, Lester, whom she married after serving in the Israeli Defense Forces during the Yom Kippur War. The Sonnenschein family lived in Israel, Seattle, and New York. Wherever they were located, Lulu was involved with Hadassah. In Seattle, during the children's formative years, the Hadassah chapter was part of their family life. In 2005, word traveled from Seattle to Long Island to expect Lulu and the family. Upon arriving in New York, she was welcomed with open arms and soon became the president of the Sephora Long Beach chapter. Hadassah has always played an integral role in the Sonnenschein family. On a Youth Village middle school trip, Lulu visited the Abel Synagogue at Hadassah Hospital. She clearly remembers sitting on the floor underneath the Chagall windows, learning about the 12 tribes of Israel. Throughout the years, advocacy work focused on maintaining a strong Zionist connection for her and the family, and they cemented their commitment to support Hadassah. After 48 years of marriage, their truest accomplishments are their son Mark and his son Uriel in Israel, Joe and his wife Gabby and their children Reuben and Layla, who live a tad bit closer in Atlantic Beach, and Karen and Ivan Braverman, along with Joey, Ethan, and Sarah in Merrick. They all share a passion for their work of Hadassah. They credit the youth village for bringing their parents, or the grandparents, together. You might think the Zone and Shine family would be listed last in the dictionary, but they are actually appearing much earlier in the alphabet, under D, for dedicated, devoted, and delightful. It has been my pleasure to work with Lulu as a volunteer on many programs and come to know Lester as the supportive Hadassah husband that he is. They have welcomed us into their home and their family, and there can be no better choice than this group to bestow the 2023 Steps to Hope Award. Mazel tov to you all.
Thank you, Rachel. I want to start by thanking Rachel for this award. It's meaningful, it's very meaningful, and it represents a milestone in my life. I was asked not long ago, why do I volunteer? Why do I work so hard at it and spend so much time? And why Hadassah? To me, Hadassah is my Jewish home away from my homeland. It gives me the gift of connection. During my Hadassah journey, I met many outstanding women whose sole mission is dedicated to achieve a passion and commitment to the land, the people, and the future of Israel. How did they do it? They do it through education, advocacy, youth development, and its support of medical care and research. Hadassah enhances the health and lives of people in Israel, the United States, and worldwide. I have the privilege of working with these amazing women. Many of them are my mentors, life models, and my closest friends. I'm thankful to you, Talia, who gave me 4 wonderful years after our expulsion from Egypt. I'm thankful to Young Judea for offering my children wonderful programs and a memorable trip to Israel. Thank you, Hadassah Hospital, for bringing more healing to our world. Your history dates back more than a century ago, starting with curing blindness, building the iconic underground state-of-the-art surgical suites that are sheltered deep in the Jerusalem hillside and fortified against conventional biological and chemical warfare. Thank you for containing the pandemic, all the cutting-edge research, and much more. My answer to my friend was, I am so privileged, proud, and thankful to be part of such an organization. Hadassah has given me the gift of leadership, empowerment, and a chance to fulfill my part in Tikkun Olam. I express my heartfelt delight and honor to receive this special award in the name of the Zone and Shine and the Braverman's family. This accomplishment is a significant milestone in our life. Thank you.
Thank you to the Hadassah organization for honoring our family, but most importantly, my incredible mother, Lulu. Not only is she the reason why I'm alive standing here before you, and she tells me I came out much smaller than her, apparently, but because her passion for Hadassah, since we moved from Israel to Brooklyn to Mercer Island, has been relentless. As a child, I witnessed her physical efforts and loving engagement for Hadassah. Even my grandmother, Lava Shalom, supported it together with her famous Egyptian baked goods. Today, my mother inspires all within the family to respect and support Hadassah, not simply because she does, but because we all believe in the meaningfulness of the organization. Hadassah Hospital has evolved more than just a hospital. It has become a center of scientific innovation, such as a stem cell fundraiser. It has become a place to support Zionism. However, Many may not be aware of the support of at-risk youth in a program called Youth Aliyah Villages. This program specifically speaks to me after my mother escaped from Egypt as a child. Her family sought refuge in Brazil, but they knew the place to nourish her soul was Israel. So at 14, she went to Israel, where she was supported by programs like Hadassah's Youth Aliyah to study and grow within a strong Jewish identity. And you know who she met there? My dad. And so now you see when you see a beautiful packaged Mishloach Manot, a Rosh Hashanah basket, know that my mom gave her full, heartfelt effort to this organization because it represents a future for Klal Yisrael and the world at large. We are so proud of you, Ima.
Thank you.
And we are honored to support Hadassah with you. Thank you all for this honor, and may God bless you all.
Congratulations to the Sonnenscheins, Mazel Tov. What an incredible family. And speaking of incredible, now we'll meet our Mitzvah Project leader, Dr. Gabby Wilde. Not only is Dr. Wilde an internationally acclaimed wildlife veterinarian conservationist and National Geographic educator, she is also Lulu and Lester's beautiful and accomplished daughter-in-law. Let's listen.
I chose the path of a global vet, which usually takes me to some of the most remote locations of the planet, putting me face to face with all sorts of species, as well as the treacherous environments that surround them. My journey has led to some interesting characters, mind-blowing situations, and even modeling gigs. No day is alike or predictable, but it's my animal friends that matter most. I'm traversing the globe. I'm using cutting-edge medical practices and ancient ones. I'm saving lives. I am Dr. Wilde. So what is my day like? Well, it's not terribly different from yours. I wake up, crawl out of bed, I have my coffee, and I get in the car, or on an elephant, or however I can manage to commute to the office.
Are you a doctor?
For animals, real doctors treat more than one species.
Cool.
Kidding. As a wildlife vet, people often ask me where my office is. I tell them everywhere. They ask what my hours are, and I say all of them. I'm sometimes surprised at how I wound up here. But over the course of many years and odd opportunities in animal medicine, I began to collect some really unique skill sets. For instance, my studies in Eastern medicine led to my Chinese veterinary acupuncture sessions, which I decided to perform on elephants. Yeah, you heard me right. I do acupuncture on elephants. You're doing so great, Bubba. I know. That one hurts on me too. And apparently, I was the first person to do this in the past 3,000 years. Many times when the call comes, I don't know all the logistics or exactly how I'm going to get to a place. I'm usually half told what's going on with the animal and how long we have to respond. This particular call came from the African Wildlife Foundation. They needed assistance with lions in Tanzania, chimps in Uganda, gorillas in Rwanda, elephants in Zimbabwe. Okay, no specifics, just this is the situation. Just bring the supplies necessary, and that's what I do. Nothing in my line of work is ever simple, including heading to Ngamba Island Chimpanzee Sanctuary. So we did manage to survive the boat trip and then started our tour of the island to meet its well-respected and rather loud guests. I'm gonna aim this way. The most pressing situation was to take care of a very heartbroken little chimp named Rambo, who unfortunately got into a little spat with another chimp over a girl. As a reward, he received a little punch on his cheek that resulted in an abscess. My assignment was to knock out Rambo, not quite how he had received his abscess, but anesthetically knock him out and drain out his abscess. We would also do a routine physical and routine blood work. None of this could be done without my fellow colleague and wildlife veterinarian, Dr. Joshua. and of course, the keepers at Ngamba Island. With this procedure and anesthetic concern, he wanted assistance from someone with my specific background.
Do you want me to run anesthesia? You want to do anesthesia procedure? What do you want?
You do the procedure.
Sure.
To watch you.
Sounds great. No, I love it. I love squeezing the pus.
This can get pretty gross. Think of it as essentially the ultimate Dr. Pimple Popper. Whether it's just a simple physical examination that requires anesthesia, or if it's something that's a little bit more invasive, like a little surgery, I make sure that we have a checklist before I even enter the building.
So we want him to have a little bit of pain so he's aware that he needs to tend to himself, but we also don't want him to be so painful that obviously he's painful, and B, that the others can pick on him easily. So it's a balancing act. Do you want me to give it?
The procedure began. Rambo went down quite easily. One shot, done. So I do every examination the same exact way, literally from head to toe. You don't want to forget, oh, did you forget to take a urine sample? Oh, did you forget to grab some blood? You want to make sure that you have instant IV access, so that way if you need something, like you need to reverse a drug because they're having a reaction, you have that ability. Rambo's abscess had already gone unattended for about a month. Slowly, I made the incision and began to drain the abscess.
Oh, it's juicy, all right. This will continue to drain, which is a good thing. And eventually the fibrosis, which is what happened here, this is all fibrosis. There's nothing left inside of here.
Dr. Joshua and I were grateful it was over. We then decided we were finished. We could reverse our anesthetic, get this kid back into a squeeze cage so he can recover with our keepers safely, calmly, and in peace.
That's it. Perfect.
And the next morning, he woke up, he had his breakfast, and he was able to go back to his friends. You go out into the wild, and it's a completely different game. Your perspective of life completely changes.
Wow! Lions and tigers and bears, oh my! What an awesome glimpse into Dr. Wilde's travels. She provides high-quality, gratis veterinary medicine, surgery, and leads educational campaigns to help protect the world's most endangered animals. Even Mother Nature has a Jewish doctor from Long Island. Now, who wants to win 2 tickets to see the New York Knicks play? Thank you to Michael Kaufman, Missy Edelman's brother, for generously donating them. Here we go. No one I'm excited. And waiting. Congratulations, Jane Carlin! Now, please welcome the woman who makes it all happen, Roz Meyerson, who will introduce her lifelong friends and honorees, Carol and Eddie Sachs.
I am so thrilled to be presenting the Walk for a Cure Award to my amazing friends, Carol and Eddie Sachs. My husband and I met Carol and Eddie in our late teens, and it has been a wonderful journey, basically growing up together for over 66 years. Carol and I are also connected through our fathers, who belong to the same business division of UJA Federation, and through their actions, we learn the meaning of tzedakah. Jewish philanthropy is a priority in the Sachs' life. Carol is a past president of the Shalom Group of Great Neck Hadassah, which is now Lulav, and a past chair of Great Neck UJA Women's Division. Ed is a past APAC chair of the North Shore of Long Island and a past associate trustee of Long Island Jewish and North Shore Hospitals. Together, this dynamic duo is a member of Hadassah's Society of Major Donors, and we are so very grateful. The Saxes have been supporters of the Walkathon since the beginning, always donating from their hearts with the hope of making the world a better place for generations to come. It was a particular thrill for me when Carol called to tell me that this year they would like to commit to being our 2023 research hero. I was over the moon excited. They were inspired by their parents, and now Carol and Eddie's 3 children are also very philanthropic and are now demonstrating to their own children the importance of tzedakah, the door for door, from generation to generation. Carol and Eddie, this beautiful Walk for a Cure award is so well deserved. Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roz, for this very special award.
As longtime close friends, we are so proud of your unwavering dedication to Hadassah and all that you have accomplished in making this stem cell event such a success. 57 years ago, rocking our baby carriages in Grace Avenue Park, a group of us were approached to start a young women's group as part of the Great Neck chapter of Hadassah. We thought it was a wonderful idea to become involved in something worthwhile, and thus Shalom was born. We were educated about Henrietta Zoll's incredible mission, our introduction to the true power of women, and subsequently became a dynamic part of the Great Neck chapter, fundraising with a myriad of events, the most memorable being our annual luncheon fashion shows and children's plays. We have been earmarking our gifts to stem cell research for quite some time. When Shalom was started, scientists had yet to discover ways to derive embryonic stem cells from early mouse embryos. Little did we know then the incredible role that research at Hadassah would play today in stem cell breakthroughs to treat macular degeneration, diabetes, and MS, to name but a few. We recently were fortunate to visit Israel with our children and grandchildren. It was quite an emotional experience walking into Hadassah Hospital to not only see firsthand all that has been accomplished since our Grace Avenue Park days, but for our children as well, to see their names on the Road to Recovery walls, our recognition plaques, and the part we played in supporting this dynamic women's organization. We are thrilled to be honored for our years of involvement with Hadassah and are so proud of its global reach as a leader in medical research.
Carol and Eddie, thank you for your strong leadership and all that you do for the Jewish community. You have both made a positive impact in the world. Now, I don't know about you all, but sometimes I feel a bit overwhelmed and disorganized, schmutz and clutter everywhere. Well, here is Morgan Luke from Sorting for Serenity, joined by Dr. Debbie Levine from Port Washington, to help us all create a functional and peaceful space.
Hi, my name is Debbie Levine. I'm a pediatric emergency medicine doctor in New York City. I work full-time. I have 3 kids, a dog, and a house. And I am very, very busy and too busy to organize. So I'm fortunate to have Morgan from Sorting for Serenity to come to my house to help me organize my junk drawer.
Hello everybody at Hadassah. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm really excited to get this junk drawer organized. As we were saying earlier, organizing can be so cathartic. It can help you not just at home, but in your professional life, in your personal life. Just keeping your spaces organized, keep your mind organized, keep everything in check. So I'm very happy to be here today. we're working on a junk drawer, but my goal today is to give you guys some tips and tricks to actually apply to any space in your home. A junk drawer is a great space to get started and to practice your organizing abilities, and we will be going step by step today through our process of sort, save, offload, relocate, and throw away. That is not the organizing process, that is just the decluttering process. The organizing process will come in when we categorize, contain, and label. Ultimately, you'll have a space that is beautiful, functional, and you can be productive. Okay? You ready to get started?
I'm very excited.
All right, let's have some fun. All right, so our SORT, what we're first gonna do is actually look for any garbage right off the bat that we can just throw away. We'll probably find more as we go.
I could probably take the whole drawer through.
Hey, you know what? That's fine with us. Yeah, so anything that you see that you don't need anymore that could get tossed, you know, we like to decontain. Right. So like there probably is a chapstick in here that was in this wrapper, but we're gonna throw this away now. Okay, so anything that's obviously garbage, okay?
Right, okay.
Our O step in SORT is offload. Some people also say offer, which means donate.
Right.
So we're gonna start a category to give things away. And that's what's gonna handle that, where you're like, I don't know what to do with this, I don't really need it, donate.
Right.
You don't have to throw it away, just donate it.
Okay, that makes sense. I don't know what to do with that, but that's like, this is part of the whole junk drawer, forgetting what's in it and then not accessing it.
Okay, so it sounds like maybe another location for this would be more appropriate. Maybe even in the office space, in a container that says foreign money.
Right.
So that you can see, even labeling this would be probably beneficial.
That's probably really helpful, yeah.
A lot of people get reluctant to label. I don't know if it's because of the commitment to the space or whatever it is.
It's very interesting, yeah.
But it's like, oh, I don't need to label it. I don't need, I'll know what's in there. I'll know what's in there. No, you're not probably gonna know what's in there. You know, it could be years before you need that item again, and you wanna know what you have.
Right.
You can't rely on your memory all the time. So labeling is an important step.
Yep.
And is this something you use regularly?
No.
Should I donate it? Or would you like to
I think so.
Okay.
And I'm not even sure that, I don't even know what this is. I think this is an electronic. The problem is a lot of these electronics are old and need to be recycled. You don't know what to do with them, and you just kind of put them in your drawer. So this, I think, needs to be recycled.
Okay. So I'm actually taking the items out of these and labeling the bottoms for you, so that when you go to put things away, you know which container they go into. Even
that's
if they're
great.
Empty. Because if you see an empty container, you're going to put something in it.
I would never think to label inside. It makes total sense. So I just want to thank you so much. Sorting for Serenity. This has been a great opportunity for me to get organized, and I love it, and you've really done wonders for my junk drawer. It's just a small space, but it really makes a big difference since I use this area all the time. I'd like to thank Hadassah for making this happen. This is a great, so wonderful organization, a wonderful business, and yeah, I hope to reach out again in the future to you, because this is great.
Well, and I have had a great time too. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you guys for having us. I hope you enjoyed this segment, and you're now a part of the Sorting for Serenity organization team.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Thank you for having us. I really appreciate it, and happy spring cleaning.
Thank you, Morgan and Debbie. Seriously, getting organized will feel like a huge weight has been lifted off your shoulders. And here is your opportunity to get organized. You can win 1 hour of virtual organizing from Sorting for Serenity. Here we go. Oh, I hope I win this one. Oh, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. And way to go, Jonathan F. Woohoo! Enjoy getting organized. And now, Ellen Domnich, the founder of our Walkathon for Stem Cell Research, will be presenting Missy Edelman with the award named for her, the Ellen Domnich Leadership Award.
As founder of the Walkathon for Stem Cell Research, I'm thrilled to be celebrating our 17th year with an award bearing my name, to recognize a leader who represents pride, dedication, and passion for Hadassah. The 2023 Ellen Domnich Leadership Award goes to Missy Edelman. You can say that Missy was born into Hadassah. She's part of a 4-generation life member Hadassah family. Missy's grandmother was Molly Kaufman of the Atlantic Beach chapter of Hadassah, and her mother was Arlene Kaufman of Tobay, Hadassah. Watching her grandmother and mother serve as presidents in their respective chapters, Missy knew that one day she would serve as president of her chapter. In 2000, she joined the Shaloma chapter of Hadassah after settling in Syosset with her young family. She took on many roles in the chapter through the years, such as membership vice president, fundraising vice president, and then eventually becoming the co-president with her good friend Beth Tabak. Missy's daughter Brooke is a life member, and her husband Mark and sons Ethan and Gavin are all associates. Missy is a proud Zionist and has been to Israel many times. Each time she goes, she falls more in love with the country and feels so proud of the amazing work Hadassah is involved in. In her free time, you can find Missy playing tennis, taking a spinning class, and juggling life as a teacher, mother, wife, and friend. Missy, congratulations on this award, and I hope you will continue to be involved with Hadassah for many, many years. Perhaps you can inspire your students and campers to be involved with Jewish community. Pay it forward.
Thank you so much, Ellen. It is such a tremendous honor for me to receive the Ellen Domnich Leadership Award from you. As you know, I was born with Hadassah in my blood from my beloved grandmother Molly and my beloved mother Arlene. I can honestly say it's not only in my blood, but it is embedded deeply in my heart. I remember as a little girl, my mother brought home a sweatshirt for me from a Hadassah convention that had a picture of a Band-Aid on it, and it said, "Hadassah heals." I truly love that sweatshirt, and that slogan has always stayed in my mind, as I cannot think of a more important organization that does the life-saving work that Hadassah does to heal all who are in need of healing. The biggest mitzvah in Judaism is tikkun olam, to save a life. Hadassah's life-saving work has always motivated me to continue being involved and help fundraise money so Hadassah can continue to be the leader in the world and make more medical breakthroughs that the world will benefit from. For over 100 years, Hadassah has led the world in the most advanced medical facilities, devoted doctors, and cutting-edge researchers. It is such an honor for me to continue the legacy of my grandmother and mother's work in Hadassah. And every time I hear about another miracle Hadassah performs, I am filled with tremendous pride knowing that I am one part in an important link of the generations of Jewish women that have helped make the impossible possible. Thank you again for this beautiful honor, and I am so proud of everyone for joining the 17th annual Stem Cell Research Walk so Hadassah can continue to treat and cure those in need of healing.
How wonderful. Congratulations, Missy. And now, please watch as Brenda Korf sits down with Lynn Friedman, who shares her personal stem cell story.
Thank you, Joanne. Welcome, Lynn Friedman. We are so glad you're here with us this evening. Your sister-in-law, Harriet Finkelstein, who is a dear friend of mine, is a member of the Kokavim group of Hadassah in Great Neck. Thanks to her, she introduced us, and now you're here to share your life-changing story with us all. Lynn, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first, thanks to my sister-in-law, Harriet, for connecting us. You know, I grew up in a Hadassah household, and my sister actually lives in Jerusalem, quite close to the Mount Scopus campus of Hadassah. So I'm really happy to be here to be able to support the work that they do. So I'm a mom of two, a grandmother of two, almost three, and I work as I'm at the Columbia University School of Public Health, where I'm a professor working in the area of health and human rights. I'm also a lawyer, and my area of work actually is global. I work on maternal and newborn mortality, meaning the death of women in pregnancy and childbirth, and the survival of newborns as well. So that's the area that I've been working in for almost 30 years now, mostly internationally.
How wonderful, how wonderful. Can you tell us your stem cell story?
Sure. Well, it kind of goes together with COVID in a way, because I, like everyone else, was home starting in March 2020, working from home, and kind of getting more and more exhausted by, the events around us. But I went for my routine blood test, and turned out I was quite anemic. So they had me come back a week later, and I was even more anemic. Sent me to a hematologist, and a few days later, I was even more anemic. And so from there to a hematologist oncologist, I was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, actually on my birthday in October of 2020, and immediately went into the first phase of a standard myeloma treatment, which is chemotherapy, immunotherapy, for about 4 months, and then which really did a good job of getting rid of most of what you can measure of the myeloma. But then a standard myeloma treatment after that induction therapy for people who have the ability to go through it, which luckily I did, I had so-called consolidation therapy, which is a stem cell transplant. And in my case, I was lucky to be able to do an autologous stem cell transplant, meaning they used my own stem cells. So I did that here in New York City at Cornell. It begins with a multi-week process where, luckily, because of the advances that have been made in research and practice in this field, you actually can do it on a sort of semi-outpatient basis. So I got to stay in an apartment, a hospital-owned apartment, as long as you have someone who could be with you, and luckily, my husband, Harriet's brother, was able to be with me just across the street from the hospital. And the first thing they do is first they crank up the number of stem cells you have, then they harvest the stem cells. So through your blood, they basically do that until they have the number they need, which is many millions of stem cells. Then you basically go in and get very intense chemotherapy, a kind of bombardment of chemotherapy that is meant to wipe out the remaining cancer. But of course, what happens is it wipes out everything, including your stem cells, including your whole immune system. So with the stem cell transplant, what then happens is after everything goes down to zero, they've wiped out as much as they can, they then reinfuse your own stem cells. And that, they call it your new birthday. So a couple of days ago, I turned 2 and had my second anniversary since my own stem cells came back.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. I wish I felt like a 2-year-old and not a 68-year-old, but then you begin a 100-day period that is basically regrowing, I guess, your immune system and all the things your stem cells do. It's a period in which you are very immune compromised, so there are many restrictions on what you can be around, what you can eat, etc. And it's a period when you're quite exhausted. But after those 3 months, 100 days is really what they call it. Then you have to, for example, you have to redo all your vaccinations, all your childhood vaccinations, etc., because those were, your whole immune system was gone. Now you have stem cells which need to, you need to be re-immunized. You go through that whole period, and it takes some months to recover your strength, but I have to say, I feel as good as I've felt for many years, which is great. And you know, it's one of those moments where you learn to eat better, you learn to exercise better, so your health is generally better. And that's where I am.
That's a beautiful story. Are there any insights or additional information you'd like to share with us about your experience?
Well, you know, I am in the public health field, and it enables me to really have some feel for how something like a stem cell transplant or transplants in general, bone marrow transplants, have changed over time. And that's really due to the research that happens in the stem cell community, including Hadassah, around the world. You know, I have some friends who I've met in this course of myeloma patients who did the stem cell transplant, you know, maybe 5-10 years before me, and their experience was very different. They were hospitalized and kind of immobile for weeks at a time. And I, you know, because of these advances in practice that really come from research, I was able to do this largely outpatient basis, a few weeks, and, you know, basically be with my family, be at home. Really made a huge difference. I have to also say that I was lucky to have an autologous transplant so that I didn't have any of the issues of donor, you know, host graft disease or donor, you know, rejecting the stem cells. But for people who can't do that, and people with a whole range of diseases for whom stem cell transplant is life-saving, very often they need to have a donor, someone else's stem cells. And so I would just make a pitch also that, you know, it's very easy to register to be a stem cell donor. It just takes a cheek swab. It's no hassle. And you go on a registry, and people all over the world, you know, especially in the Jewish community, I think it's really important and perhaps more likely that you'll get a match. And if you do, donating it's not like donating an organ. It's very simple to do the donation. In fact, there were people, they were harvesting their stem cells for someone else sitting next to me when they did my own. And so I would say that, you know, here's this life-saving procedure that's getting better and better, more and more effective as research advances. And it's something we can all contribute to just by registering. And you may end up being a match who can save someone's life, maybe a child, maybe an adult. But you know, it's one of those small things that we can do as citizens of the world to really make a difference in people's lives. So I'd make a little pitch for people registering on these, you know, potential donor registries.
Hear, hear. Lynn, thank you so much for really opening up and sharing your inspiring story, because your story could help somebody watching, could help a friend, could help a family member. You really are motivating us to keep raising money for stem cell research at Hadassah Medical Organization. You never know when, like I said, you could help somebody, because Hadassah does share its medical research globally. So again, Lynn, thank you for being here this evening. It really, really means a lot to us.
Thanks, and thanks for the work you're doing.
Thank you.
What a powerful and inspiring story, Lynn. Thank you for sharing how stem cell therapy literally saved your life. And now Lynn's story can help save someone else's life. The blessings of Hadassah affect each and every one of us. And with your generous support, Hadassah will continue to help heal the world. To all our honorees, you are shining examples of leadership, service, and generosity and devotion to our community and to the life-saving work of Hadassah. Thank you for all that you do to make the world a much better place. Before we close out this incredible evening, I would like to remind you to please give generously to Hadassah. Go to the chat box, then click on the link and make your donation. Your generosity will help Hadassah continue its work for Tikkun Olam, to heal the world. Thank you all so much for being here. Now, I am so excited to perform with these amazing artists, the family Leschnauer. Dix Hill's in the house. Jacob Leschnauer on percussion. Chloe Leschnauer on the violin. And of course, Ron Leschnauer on the keyboard, our wonderful musical director. Thank you all for sharing this evening with me. And now I'd like to dedicate this song to my amazing father-in-law, who was an incredible supporter of Hadassah. He was also my shining star. Please, Arthur Ritz, Oliver Shalom. When the stars are born, they possess a gift or two. One of them is this: they have the power to make a dream come true. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. If your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star, as dreamers do, fate is kind. She brings to those who love the sweet fulfillment of a secret longing. Like a bolt out of the blue, fate comes in and sees you through. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Oh, Ron, I totally forgot. I got an amazingly interesting email this morning, and Chloe printed it out for me. Thank you, Chloe. It was really interesting. It's from best-selling author Michael Wex, who quotes a J. Imini Cricket, who wrote, FYI, the original lyrics for this song may have been written in Mama Loshen. Thought you should know. Well, now we know. Should we try them? Farvos nicht. As me speit ois 1, 2, 3. Wär dein Wunsch kein Hallewei, als noch was du bängst schon jung, wird kommen dir. Wenn me Barmherzigkeit liegt kein Hoffnung nicht zu weit, als me speit uns 1, 2, 3, avec plaisir, so continental. Wird Feien, hält ihr von sein Speien auf die Welt steht und inmitten heilen Tag auf Herren wird jeder Krug, als me speit uns wie ich versorg. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Thank you so much, Jacob and Chloe and Ron.
Bravo. Oh, that was fabulous, fabulous. Thank you so much, Joanne.
Thank you.
And I just have to tell you, we are so thrilled. First, I want to thank also Ron and Chloe and Jacob. Thank you so much. Now, that is an Hadassah family.
Oh,
do you
yeah.
agree? We have to tell you, we couldn't have asked for a better host. You are a shining light. You're so upbeat and joyous, and we just love listening to you.
Thank you.
So, and also that you sang in Yiddish. What a wonderful way to preserve the Yiddish language. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I hope you'll come back and join us another time.
Thank you. Please, I'm a life member. I'll be
Yes,
here.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Zoomland.
I'd like to thank everyone out there for watching our Zoom celebration. It's donors like you who are making a difference in stem cell research. A day like today takes a lot of work, and my co-chairs, Roz Weitzen, Linda Hillel, Georgine Winnick, Doris Finn, and I would like to thank all of our chapter walk chairs and chapter presidents for helping to make it possible. A big thank you goes to our terrific president, Rachel Rosen, Felicia Solomon, Lara Werwa, Adam Wolfo, Esther Lefkowitz, and the entire Metro team. Now I'd like to call up a very special person, Brenda Koff. Would you come up? Not only is Brenda wonderful to work with, but she has outdone herself tonight as our producer, director, and scriptwriter, and deserves a standing ovation. I hope you all put your hands together and clap out there. Thank you, Roz, and thank you for everything you have done to make today possible, to raise all the money. And we couldn't have done this without NSTV. We'd like to thank Erica, Mike, and Marcelo for continuing to elevate our event to new levels. It's such a pleasure working with you all. And here is the list of our fabulous committee members.